Rufus stood in the empty boardroom. He stared at the desk that should have been his. His hands shook as he held the back of the leather chair. Through the glass wall, he watched his younger brother Jasper shake hands with the company's managers. Jasper was signing papers and smiling that careful smile he always used. Rufus pressed his head against the cold glass. How did this happen? But he knew. He knew exactly how. If you've ever lost something because you didn't see its value until it was gone, stay with me. Hit that subscribe button. This story might save you from Rufus' mistake. Drop a comment below if you've ever taken something for granted. Now let me tell you how Rufus destroyed his own future. 3 years earlier, their father Gerald built Morrison and Sons from nothing. It started as a small logistics company. Now it was worth fighting for. Rufus was the oldest son. Everyone thought he would take over. He thought so too. That thinking was his first mistake. Jasper was different. Rufus spent his evenings at bars with suppliers. He laughed about deals that never happened. Jasper stayed late reading contracts. Rufus showed up to meetings hungover and bored. Jasper took notes. He asked questions. He learned the business. You should look at these finance reports, their mother Patricia said one evening. She slid a folder across the dinner table. Mom, relax. Dad's not going anywhere. Rufus pushed the folder away without opening it. Besides, I know the business. I've been working here since I was 16. Working there isn't the same as running it, she said quietly. Rufus laughed. When the time comes, I'll figure it out. It's in my blood, right? Jasper said nothing. But Rufus saw the look he gave their mother. That look should have warned him. More warnings came after that. Gerald's health got worse. Diabetes problems, then a small stroke. Suddenly, talking about who would run the company wasn't something for later. It was urgent. We need to make a transition plan, Gerald told both sons at a Monday meeting. Rufus almost didn't show up. Sure, Dad. Whatever you need, Rufus said. He was checking his phone under the table. I'm serious, Rufus. There are legal papers, tax stuff, partnership deals. This doesn't just happen by itself. I got it. Rufus stood up. Can we do this another time? I've got somewhere to be. He was going to a football game. Jasper stayed for 3 more hours. He went through every document with their father. Opportunity doesn't tell you when it's leaving. It just quietly stops showing up. The day everything changed started normal. Rufus had been dealing with a loading dock problem for 12 hours. The kind of hard, tiring work he actually liked. He came home after midnight, dirty and starving. Jasper was in the kitchen making pasta. There's extra if you want some, Jasper said. Rufus fell into a chair. God, yes. I'm dying. They ate quietly for a few minutes. Then Jasper slid a paper across the table. What's this? Rufus asked with his mouth full. Emergency agreement. Dad's lawyers made it. If something happens suddenly, it says who can make decisions. It keeps the business running during legal stuff. Seriously? Now, Rufus was so tired his eyes burned. It's just paperwork. Everyone has to sign. Me, you, Mom. It just says who can make emergency decisions to keep things going if Dad can't work. Like a medical power of attorney, but for the business. Rufus barely looked at the paper. Where do I sign? You should read it first. Jasper, it's 1 a.m. I trust you. Where? Jasper pointed. Rufus signed it, wrote the date, and pushed it back. Happy? Can I eat now? Yeah, Jasper said quietly. He folded the paper. We're good. 6 weeks later, Gerald had a massive stroke. He lived, but couldn't run the company anymore. The board called an emergency meeting. Rufus showed up thinking they'd talk about training him. Instead, he found Jasper sitting at the head of the table. The company's lawyers sat next to him. What's going on? Rufus asked. His mother wouldn't look at him. The main lawyer spoke. According to the agreement signed on March 14th, and because Gerald Morrison can't work anymore, control goes immediately to Jasper Morrison. He will be the new CEO with full authority until... Wait, what agreement? Rufus felt dizzy. Jasper looked at him. The document you signed, Rufus. The emergency agreement. That was just about keeping things running. No. Jasper's voice was calm. It was about permanent succession if Dad couldn't work. You would have known that if you'd read it. The lawyer kept talking about terms and conditions. Rufus heard nothing. His vision got narrow. He looked at his father's empty chair. He looked at the company logo on the wall. The future he thought was guaranteed was disappearing. You tricked me, Rufus said. His voice broke. I gave you the document. I told you to read it. You didn't. You knew I wouldn't read it. You knew I was tired. Jasper stood up. I knew you never took this seriously. For 15 years, Dad tried to prepare you. You treated it like a joke. The business needed someone who would protect it, not someone who thought it would always be there. Rufus jumped across the table. Security had to pull him off. They walked him out of the building. His building. Workers he'd known for years looked away. That night, he sat in his apartment. He remembered every conversation he ignored, every meeting he skipped, every paper he didn't sign. Nobody forced him. Nobody made him do it. He'd signed away his future for a bowl of pasta and not wanting to read. The next months were dark. Rufus stopped going to work. He didn't answer his mother's calls. When Jasper tried to talk to him, Rufus blocked his number. Being angry felt safer than feeling ashamed. But anger is tiring. Eventually, it burned out. Only the truth was left. He did this to himself. Slowly, Rufus rebuilt his life. He took a low-level job at another company. He started at the bottom. He learned everything he refused to learn before. He came early. He stayed late. He read every contract twice. The work was hard on his pride, but it also made things clear. 2 years later, Jasper came to his apartment without calling first. They stood in the doorway. Neither spoke. Rufus felt the old anger coming back. Then he let it go. "You didn't steal it from me," Rufus said. "I gave it away." Jasper's shoulders relaxed. "I didn't want it to happen like that. But you made sure you were ready when it did." "Yeah, I did." They didn't hug. They weren't ready for that. But Jasper left his number. And Rufus didn't throw it away. Now, standing in that boardroom, watching his brother run the company their father built, Rufus understands something important. Valuing what you have isn't about being thankful or positive thinking. It's about paying attention. It's about showing up. It's about reading the papers. If you don't value what you have, losing it will teach you. But the lesson comes too late to save what's gone. Rufus learned that the hard way. Before you go, do me a favor. Hit like if this hit home. Comment below with one thing you've been taking for granted. Sometimes we need to say it out loud to see what we're risking. Subscribe so you don't miss stories that might change how you see your life. And tonight, read what you need to read. Sign what needs signing. Pay attention before attention is all you have left.